Welcome to Triumph and Disaster, a show dedicated to manly creativity and culture. Brought to you by your host, Cameron McHarg.
Hey guys, it's Cameron McHarg. We're back for another week of Triumph and Disaster, and this one is quite a bit different from the other ones. I have the dude on as a guest this week, and I kid you not, I have the dude from the Big Lebowski. Jeff Dowd is actually the dude, the guy who the dude was based on from the movie. And if you don't know much about him, you'll find out today. Here's the thing. The dude he's kind of a mad genius. He really is like a living embodiment of the most interesting man in the world. He has done everything. He has so many stories. I need to have another episode with him, actually. This one goes long too. We're about an hour and a half, but we kind of meander all over the place, and I kind of tried to steer him into certain things, but after a while I just needed to let him go and jump into the whole dude rabbit hole and just go along with it. It was kind of a wild ride, and just kind of let him talk. And he's super warm guy, super smart guy, really, really interesting guy. And it's funny and it's cool. And at some point, Peta Wilson, who is the star of Femme Nikita, this is kind of random, but it happened. Basically, okay, so we recorded this in the back of her. She has a little boutique lingerie shop, actually, in the Abbott Kinney neighborhood of Venice Beach, California. That's where we were, outside. And so she came by and she dropped in during the last third of it or so, and they had a little talk. I'll probably, the dude tossed me his phone, and I actually took a little video of it, so that'll probably be on the blog if you want to check that out at triumphanddisasterblog.com. But like I said, I kind of tried to steer him in a little bit, and then I just kind of let him go. It's the dude after all. So here we go. Jeff Dowd, the dude from the Big Lebowski and Triumph and Disaster. So, Jeff Dowd, the dude.
Dude here.
Is it okay if I call you dude?
Anything you like.
All right, cool.
Duderino.
So I have
Ethan called me
Duderino?
Ethan called up the other day, called me Dudowski or something like that. Anyhow.
So fucking much to talk
I think
about.
that's the reason they did the movie, is just because they liked riffing on my name so much.
much.
And they said, it'd be fun to have a character. We can just keep riffing on the fucking name. Duderino. That whole stuff. Anyhow, go ahead.
So yeah, we're at a lingerie store at Venice Beach, owned by who's it?
Peta Wilson, La Femme Nikita and her partners.
And she just dropped by.
It's called Wiley's. It's like why lie, and she's like, why lie about I don't know, stuff like breast size or whatever. And she's invented, with the help of women, it's actually a revolutionary thing, the wireless push-up bra. Because if you were to go to women
without a wire
and ask them what bugs them about what's missing link in the bra thing, is the wireless push-up bar with a helicopter overhead. And so working with women who had cancer and doctors who came to her and said, can you do anything to help these women who have cancer with a bra? She listened to them and invented this new bra.
She invented it. Yeah. She just dropped by the way. By the way, everybody seems to know the dude here. It's like here comes the Femme Nikita up to the table and calls him dude, walks away. Everybody seems to know him around Venice. So just before we go on, speaking of that, let's back up just a hair, and let me introduce you in a way that people might be a little more familiar with. So obviously, I think most people know if they're listening. So the Big Lebowski was based on you, yeah? Essentially.
Much of the character was based on me, not the movie.
Right.
The character.
Not what happened in the movie.
Right. The movie is Joel and Ethan doing a Raymond Chandler film noir homage. Okay, which they would have done with or without me, probably. Okay, because they homage a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay, and they certainly like to homage. Miller's Crossing does that whole game. They're deep in the gangster crime world. Okay?
And huge fans of those guys.
They're always in the.
We had to talk about that.
Me too, and they're always in the crime genre a lot. And a lot of what they do is get people in the crime genre. Fargo would be a pretty good example.
Right.
Raising Arizona,
right,
where people commit a crime who are way over their heads.
Right.
And
Blood Simple.
Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, come on, you guys think it's going to be an easy job to get Holly a kid, Well, there's Nick up in the crawling around the room, and there's 8 kids crawling around. He can't even get a kid out of the room, okay? And then it gets worse, okay, and worse and worse and worse, okay? So that's what they like to do.
But that's before we get into that. I want to introduce you just because.
But I'll say that.
All right.
They're film noir bound. They're living in here anyway at that point because of Blood Simple some stuff, and so that's what they're thinking. Then they evolve it into a buddy movie. Well, I'm not going to go exactly at that, but it's a buddy movie.
Yeah.
Okay, and in a buddy movie, one guy gets the other guy in trouble. Okay, Butch is always getting Sundance in trouble. Mm-hmm. Mel Gibson's getting Danny Glover in trouble. I mean, you go more modern and go into...
One's a little bit of a loose cannon, typically, or something like that. Yeah.
It's the guy we knew in high school who was in the car, almost got us killed all the time, all of us, okay?
Right.
And we still didn't cut him loose because he was a friend. And he really put our lives in jeopardy quite often. If who was that in your life?
Or more than one.
Or 3 or 4
yeah.
guys, okay?
Yeah.
And they're some of our closest friends, our brothers, our stepbrothers, okay? They're totally out of fucking control. And they're going to maybe take us with them, okay? And
right.
we were allowed, because we were kids, we often allowed them to get us that close to disaster, okay? So that's Walter. Parenthetically on that thing, when they call me up and they go, dude, we're making this movie, and it's with Jeff Bridges and John Goodman, and then those little sadists, big, they're not that little, those fucking sadists, can we swear?
Oh, yeah.
Who would be killing hamsters right now if they didn't have a creative outlet, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, and wood chippers and stuff like that. They'd be really taking real frogs in Minnesota and crushing them right now, but they became creative.
They seem like such nice,
they became such like
quiet guys.
These are sick little fucking guys who have a great creative outlet for their sickness, okay? Which is, finding ways to kill people in interesting manners.
So how do they do?
Pneumatic drills. I said to Ethan, all my women friends now who have like toys and stuff want to get the pneumatic toy, not the little electric toy.
How did you?
Toys. Can you get me one of them pneumatic drill toys for some of my girlfriends? They want they want to really get some off, not the Hitachi and that kind of shit.
I got to ask you. So there's a lot about this stuff. So
let me finish this one last. Let me finish one last line.
All right, do it.
So they say, dude, it's gonna be John Goodman and Jeff Bridges. So if you look at me now, I'm particularly if I was to imagine me 30 pounds heavier or something, I'm on the cusp. That could go either way. It could have gone, it could really be Jeff Bridges. It could be, and they're just sitting there letting me, fry in this moment of, oh, God damn it, these guys are going to have John Goodman play me. They're knowing what I'm thinking. They know exactly what I'm thinking. And of course, the thought is, John Goodman, of course, will do a, epic performance.
Of course.
Of some insane guy. Women will see me a block away and go running the opposite direction if John Goodman plays me, okay?
But if Jeff Bridges.
But they said, so after letting that pause for about 30 seconds and knowing exactly what I said, he said, don't worry, dude, it's Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
And at last on that thing, now that I'm rolling on that, in the actual script, I have a Chrysler LeBaron convertible because Jane, my wife, had a Chrysler LeBaron convertible because her father worked at Chrysler, so we got every Chrysler 1,000 under dealer. Okay?
Like one every year, and whether the new model or whatever.
We could get 1,000 under dealer. We'd often get it for a couple of years on lease. John Goodman cannot. You cannot fit him in Chrysler. This guy is so
He's a
big
dude.
Oh, his chest is big. His arms are the size of my chest. I mean, this guy is huge.
You're actually a big guy. You're a big tall guy.
I'm 6'2",
yeah,
and heavy, but they, But this guy get 8 PAs and a lot of olive oil. 8 PAs, and you might be able to slide him into that shotgun seat, so he wouldn't be able to turn his head. Hence, Clint's car of choice, the Gran Torino. Okay, but is in there because you can fit Goodman into the fucking car. Okay, that's the only reason that car is in there, not the Chrysler LeBaron convertible as was hilarious. In the script. Yeah. Okay, so continue on with the question.
Oh yeah, so I have so much to ask, dude. But so a couple things, like how. First of all, how did the Coen Brothers know you and to call you, and then I have some detailed shit like just minor.
Let me say one thing. You also parenthetic.
Yeah.
I asked Phil Kuzno, Cousineau, Phil Kuzno, the not tied for first most erudite guy I've ever met, with a bunch of other ones. Joseph Campbell, the mythical journeys and all that, Star Wars and stuff. Of course, it's all Joe Campbell stuff. Asked Phil to carry on in the mythology where he left off. Okay, Hero with 1,000 Faces, all that kind of stuff. Okay, the mythical journey. And so I'm sitting at the Esalen Institute because we're doing a thing on myth, magic, and movies up at Big Sur.
Right, and it's still going on up there, isn't it?
I said to Phil on Sunday morning because we weren't going to show Lebowski, but by popular demand we showed it to the other people who were there. And I said, what's the mythological significance of the dude, Phil? He said, oh, that's easy. The dude is a holy fool, like the original Pope Francis, like the jester in the King's Court. The jester in the King's Court is a holy fool, right?
Or like the one card.
The one guy who can tell the truth, but he does it in a silly, absurdist, comedic manner. And that's what they saw in me. That's also in the dude character. They do it by making him a stoner, which gives him the ability to kind of not give a shit and tell the truth, because he doesn't give a shit.
Right.
And in a world where most people, most of the time, have to put on masks every day at work and in a lot of their relationships, people really appreciate somebody who tells it like it is,
right,
and isn't scared to tell it like it is. So that's when people come up to me and say, God, I did all these great things. Beyond the greatness of the movie and the greatness of the comedy in the movie and the satire of Joel and Ethan, they like the holy fool characters, okay? And that's why they like Chris Rock, and why they like, and virtually every comedian. They're all that,
right.
So that's where the fit is with me, the holy fool. A lot of the body language is me, as you'll notice.
What about White Russians and all the weed?
Jeff Bridges and I are born within 2 weeks of each other in California.
Oh, really?
So we're very similar in terms of, when he heard a new single by the Beach Boys that day, I heard it at the same time.
Right.
I'm Northern California, he's Southern California, so we part of the Giants Dodgers. But other than that,
right. But you got along real well then.
And
you saw eye to eye.
Well, pretty much we're kind of very much the same type of stuff. The clothes were, as my daughter said, where they get your clothes? I said, well, she came and visited and did my clothes, except for the jellies are his. Okay.
What about the bathrobe? Any truth to the bathrobe and the Ralph's haunts at midnight?
The answer is I did have a bathtub around the pants, but I didn't wear it around it. Joel and Ethan saw me a few times. I can think of the bathroom probably because they're at the house.
Okay.
But I'm not going to take credit for the bathroom.
Okay.
As much. Yes, I had one, but I don't wear it like,
to Ralph's at 2 a.m.
I don't wear it like Jackie Treehorn does. Or Hugh Hefner or whatever.
Right.
So the White Russians are in there because when you were 18 that summer, do you remember some of the drinks you and your friends were drinking?
Sure.
Okay. Well, they weren't the same drinks the summer of 21, okay? You may have had your standard drink, but the tequila sunrises and the dirty mothers and the...
It's not the same.
There's the drink of the month, right? And yes, I think that somewhere along the line was the White Russian. The reason, and it is in the movie, and most stuff is in most movies with Joel and Ethan, is can they get a joke out of it, or can they get some irony out of it, or can they get brilliant and get some satire out of it? What can you do with a vodka soda? Not a lot, but look what they get out of the mileage they get out of the White Russian.
Right.
They have, great sight gags, great jokes. Come on, he's at Julian Moore's place, Maud's place, and there's no creamer, so he uses powdered non-dairy creamer in a White Russian. Come on,
right?
Brilliant. And so he's constantly, they're getting sight gags and jokes. They get like 15 jokes out of the White Russian. It's a fun drink to do things with. Okay, that's what's bowling. We're sitting over here because I threw a...
I'm not going to lie, I would have loved to have one with you when we did this.
Well, we could have one. It's a fucking ice cream cone with liquor in it. Okay? We're sitting over here at the lanes on Pico and Main Street. We're throwing the... I'll tell you a story. I decided to throw the Blood Simple party when we were opening in L.A. at a bowling alley for some reason, okay? Did I bowl? Not really.
Like a theme party?
Yeah. You need some help?
Oh, here comes the lingerie people.
Maud's closing the Saudis next door. Not Maud.
Sorry?
She's closing the Saudis next door.
She's having a chat with
a Saudi prince or something is over there?
Yeah, Mandu's another story. I got a great story about the Saudi prince and Khan, but it's a whole other story. So, I decided it would be a good place to have a party, okay, at the bowling alley.
I know the one, that AMF or whatever on Pico and...
Main.
Yeah.
Third, next to Vidiot's. And so... I call up the manager, Steve, and he said, well, come by Tuesday at 3 o'clock, we'll talk about it. So I come by Tuesday at 3. There's a little bar in there, and there's Steve. There's 2 old 70-year-old drunk guys. There's like 5 tables and maybe 6 bar stools, right? There's 2 drunk guys who are sitting at the bar. Steve is up on the stage, which is about the size of this table here, this picnic table, singing open chest, bling, hairy, white shirt. Looking like he's singing to 1,000 people out at the Sands. He's singing The Impossible Dream.
Fully committed.
Fully committed to 1,000-person audience, looking like it's 1,000. These guys drunks can't even see he's on the stage. They're 5 feet away. So I wait for him to finish his set. And so I'm talking about the whole thing, and Reynolds. I said, I noticed there's an upstairs here. maybe we, it seems to be like a lot of space. Could we look at that, crack that open too? Mm-hmm. He said, oh, you wouldn't want to go up there. I go, why? I said, oh, it's all dirty. There's this grungy old bar up there. And, I said, well,
sounds good.
The movies sound, it's set in a grungy bar too. We might be like, I said, well, why don't you just take a look? The Rat Pack had a secret hideaway upstairs.
Are you fucking kidding me? In that bowling alley?
Totally secret, big bar. They would come there on the way to Lawford's place and other stuff. All of them. Shirley MacLaine, Sammy Davis Jr.
No shit.
The whole 9 yards would come to this fucking place. So we got a clean crew. We cracked it open. No, you can't go back and see it. It's now fucking cubicle offices for who knows what. Upstairs now. They took out the bar. But that was their secret hideaway. So that was the party. While at that party, Joel and Ethan are looking around and going, wow, this is basically a movie about a bunch of guys sitting around talking. Why don't we set it in a bowling alley? No, why don't we set it in a bowling alley to get the illusion of action? So they can cut anytime they want to some bowling shot to make it look like it's action, which they do throughout the movie.
No shit.
And they can even set up like some action. But
so it's not because you were a bowling fanatic.
No, notice something else. The dude never bowls in the movie.
Yeah, he just kind of sits there, doesn't he?
They set up the tournament like 15 times. There's going to be a big tournament with one of the great scenes of the movie with the Jesus saying, okay, well, you can take Shabbos off, but, you come back Wednesday, you bring your piece, I put it up here. There's no tournament. Where's the payoff? It's an existentialist third act, which is why a lot of people are disappointed the first time they see the movie.
Well, they do a lot of that in a lot of their movies.
It's an existentialist third act. So if you're expecting the whole room to be tied together at the end, you ain't going to get it, okay? Emotionally, cathartically with the characters, or even with the fucking plot. Come on, how about the bowling tournament? No.
Interesting. But that answers that is the bowling alley that I was born in, though. It was not the one that it was shot in. It was shot in the one that's
which now longer.
It's not there anymore.
They got rid of that one for parking lot too.
That was like on Sunset or what is it?
Next to the freeway.
Down the right kind of East Hollywood. Yeah. But it was actually the idea was born in the one here in Santa Monica.
Totally.
Wow.
They couldn't shoot here because it's too modern.
I gotcha. Yeah, that other one was really cool.
Yeah,
I've been to that one back in the day.
Already was too modern, like all the stuff. Now it's all modern. It's all like
digital,
ridiculously digital. Okay,
yeah.
So it was quote unquote out of period, which was '92.
Yeah,
because it was set on the eve of the Iraq War, even though it was shot in '98.
Right.
At least '98. It's set in '92 with George Bush.
Right.
Anyhow, line of sight.
So. This brings us back to something else then. Okay, so, and I think a lot of people probably don't know this about you. They probably don't know a lot of this shit about you, but so the Coen Brothers call you and you meet them and whatever, and the reason being is because
how did I meet him?
You're a producer,
how did I meet him?
And you're involved with the Seattle Film Festival.
How I met him?
So, all this, and these other things.
I'm one of the people who was at the initial Sundance Institute. I'm a founder.
No shit.
With about 8 or 10 other people. Okay, of Sundance. That's a whole other story. Cut to, I'm sitting at the Institute. This is before anybody knows what it is. Yes, it's our first June. We have filmmakers.
What was that, like 82 or something?
Yeah. I think 81. Okay, but
something
maybe
like
it's 82. But it's June 81. And I'm sitting there. Have you been to Sundance?
Yeah.
The resort?
I've been there.
To the resort, not the festival, the resort.
The ski resort?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well, that's where Sundance is, okay? The resort.
Okay.
That's where Bob is. That's where the Institute is, okay?
Right.
At the resort. It's the most spectacular setting of all the ski areas in Utah because it has this big rock, Mount Timpanogos, in the background, which you can see for a zillion miles away. And Redford, like all of us out west, bought up against the National Forest, which is what all my friends do and we all do up in Washington State. You buy 5 acres, but your backyard's 50,000 acres.
Right.
Nobody's going there, okay, unless somebody comes in and decide to destroy it, which they don't, okay, because it's National Forest at that point, or it's federal, this and that. So he did that, and he kept buying, they bought 5 acres, him and Lola, and then another 10, and then they found So we're sitting down next to the babbling brook with about 10 picnic tables at the bottom of the ski lifts, literally. Here's the ski patrol office. And some guy from Minneapolis who runs a racetrack who had given like $25,000 or $50,000 into the limited partnership for Joel and Ethan, like $750,000 limited partnership, says to Redford at the table, he's there to give money to Redford's, DNRC, National, and NRDC, National Defense,
the
National
forest thing,
Defense,
right?
National Resource Defense Council. It's environmental,
right?
NRDC, National Defense. It's all environmental stuff. Bob does much of it. NRDC. So he's to go in there to drop $100,000 on that or something like that. But he says to Redford, I just put some money on these 2 little weird fucking guys in Minneapolis, which I do. And Redford says, come with me.
And this is when Blood Simple was not even out yet, yeah?
It's not finished yet.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so it's shot, but not, they're editing.
Right.
So he walks the guy over the table, the guy goes, blah, blah, blah. And he says, okay, well, I'm going to have these guys come see you. I'm in New York in late September with a film called Heart Like a Wheel. Did you ever see it by chance?
I know that movie. I don't think I've ever
Shirley
seen it.
Cha-Cha Muldowney story. The first woman drag racing champion went up against Big Daddy Gun Garlits and all those guys in the slingshots. You know, the fuel, the things that do 256 miles an hour in a quarter mile.
Those skinny ones.
The slingshots.
Yeah.
Fuel, nitrogen fuel, not gas.
Pure. They're rockets.
They'll get to 200. They're fucking rockets with a woman in it, played by Bonnie Bedelia. It does a great job.
Oh, you know what? I did see that movie. I saw that as a kid. I saw it like on cable or something.
Exactly. The investors had sold that to Fox as, I won't get to their backstory, as more people go to drag racing than any other sport in the United States. True. And they said, well, therefore, ergo, they'll go to a movie. People don't go to Grateful. We did a Grateful Dead movie. People don't want to go see a Grateful Dead movie. They want to go to the concert. They want to hang out in the park and they want to drop ass.
They want to buy grilled cheese
sandwiches. If you're going to drag racing, you want to do what we do. Go to Jones Beach, drive out, do drag races on the way for $50 a pop on the way out to National or Islip Speedway in Long Island. Go hang out in the pits, smell the shit, talk to the guys, look at the carburetors, and get off on looking at carburetors. Get in there, talk to all the guys about the 4 barrels and the 2 barrels, and the 8, 6. You got triple deuces on there, double 4s and shit like that. Get into the whole thing. That's what you want to do.
Get your hands dirty.
Yeah, you want to get into that fucking thing. It's like you go to the track. Some people like to go to the paddock and stuff. It's a little less so at the track, but because it's gambling. Well, no, it's
not to say I haven't gone to the track.
You're there to go to the windows. This is why you're there. But if you're the kids, you do the whole show at the paddock and shit. Anyhow, so I've got it into the New York Film Festival because I'm trying to say, no, don't worry, this is actually a really good movie, and we'll anoint it with the New York Film Festival. So cut to, I'm on 57th Street at the Fox corporate offices with a jacket and tie. You go to a meeting with the CEO of California or Bank of America here, and he's not going to show up in a suit and tie. It's California.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
New York, even I wear a jacket and tie, right? Because that's the uniform.
You're in New York.
So cut to Joel and Ethan. 2 chain-smoking guys are escorted into the 50-person Fox conference room, the big conference room, not the little conference room, the big. And there's this guy.
Like a scene from Network or something.
Yeah, and there I am at the thing, because that's where they put guests always, by the way, is in the conference room. If there's no extra rooms, they give you the conference room with the phone, right? So, you go to any, even lawyer's office, you're there, you're waiting. Yeah, go in the conference room, use the phone there for a while. Okay, so I'm in there working the phones in the conference room. I don't have my own office, I got the conference room. So these 2 chain-smoking guys come in who go in circles around the desk. Smoking and totally unenthusiastic. By the way, how do you pitch Blood Simple anyway? A little bit of a hard pitch, okay?
Yeah.
And they go, okay, well, some fucking investor guy who we barely can remember has something to do with Redford having something to do with this new thing in Sundance. So nobody's even heard of Sundance. We didn't publicize it yet. And so what happens is very unenthusiastic. Well, maybe we'll finish in a couple months. We'll show it to you. Cut to, I'm down, just not 2-3 hours later, I'm down in Greenwich Village. And there is, in Greenwich Village, I've got my leather jacket on, and I run into Joel and Ethan on the street. Hey, how you doing? Need a bra for your dog? They're inside.
We're lingerie shoppers.
Anyhow, good stuff inside that way. Enter. Anyhow, and so I ran into the village. So now I'm looking like normal, We sit and we have a coffee together. It's great. We cut to 2 hours later. I'm in the East Village on a roof at an IFP, Independent Feature Project.
Yeah.
Which goes concurrent to the New York Film Festival. And I'm at an IFP party on the roof with all the indie types, right? And I run into them again. And now it's like everybody's smoking joints on the roof. And so then we went, okay, we're supposed to do something together maybe. So they show me the movie. And then the rest is history.
Well, that's where you saw it. That's one of my favorite movies too, to this day. Yeah, that was a big.
I just introduced it.
I
introduced it again. Yeah, I just introduced it again. And again,
talking about Blood Simple, by the way.
Cinefamily.
Oh yeah,
in LA,
yeah, on Fairfax, right?
Was doing a thing about 80s movies. A lot of hit movies. Actually, some of them I worked on too. 2 or 3 other ones. Desperate Zeke and Susan and other stuff. And so somehow I was in there, and they asked me to come introduce it. And I went with my friend Dan Ireland, may he rest in peace. The director just died, and director of the South Film Festival, and we did it together. It's actually on film, but so I just saw the movie again, and it really holds up really well.
Yeah. Can you talk? Actually, can you back up a little bit and talk just a little bit about your work as a producer or whatever else that you do?
Well, with Blood Simple,
because I don't think many people know about that.
With that, I got them the money to finish the post.
So you're responsible for that?
No,
for that part of it.
They had the film finished. They had some money, but almost all indies under budget post, right?
Right. You need to finish it. Yeah.
You're shooting the movie, and you got some money left for post. And you go, well, fuck, we're out of money here. We'll find the post money later. Okay. I mean, they had much of the post money, but it needed some re-editing.
Yeah.
And I actually sold the movie on a ski lift in -18 double ski mask at Sundance Festival the year before to Janet Fleming from PSO, which used to be or Scores at the time, big foreign sales company, and we had double mask on. It was so fucking cold. And I sold her the foreign rights for a $250,000 advance, which paid for much of the post.
Okay.
And a little some other something. Okay. Which is one of 3 movies I've actually sold on a ski lift at Sundance. Forever justified. Sorry, filmmaker, we're going skiing now to do some business about your film. So we're not just going skiing, we're going to do some business.
Yeah.
8 days.
And you really did.
Yeah, 8 days a week's another one. Yeah. So yeah, you can. Well, if you want to be with the distributors, try sitting on a seat with them next to them all day and skiing. That's where they are, you know.
Uh-huh.
So they're not the movies, okay? They send their people there, but you want to talk to the heads of the companies, go skiing with them, okay? Which we like to do anyway.
Right.
So anyhow, that's how we finance taking 8 minutes out of the first 28.
Okay.
Which is a lot. And then I helped on the marketing with an incredible team of Circle Films of Renee First, Ben Barinholtz, Ted Pettis, Chris Sarpis, Bill Pettis, who distributed the film. I was one of the people on that marketing team.
But that's how you had started your relationship with the Coens then.
But every distributor in the business, every last one, turned the film down 3 times.
No shit.
On film, not on video, in screening rooms.
Uh-huh.
But the problem was they didn't have anybody there with them in the screening rooms, and the film is so dark and so sick, they were afraid to laugh. It was like 2 of them there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until we got up into Toronto at the film festival there, having seen it ourselves with audience.
With an audience.
With 805 people, that they're all laughing, and by the end of the film, we had a bidding war. Everybody's calling us because they got the black comedy.
Right.
See if I'm still mic'd. I just hit a switch.
Yep, you are. Yeah, nobody does.
It's very hard.
Black comedy.
It's very hard to judge a comedy without an audience, and particularly a black comedy.
Yeah, exactly.
Where they're going to get laughed by someone getting dragged across a field. Intentionally, that's what they're trying to do. But otherwise, it'll look like, well, this is pretty sick.
Right.
Not if you get in a dark room, it's not so sick. So,
right.
So that's how we got involved. And while they were sitting around, that's when they hatched Blood Simple. But they also hatched another movie, which they were pitching me at the $5 place on La Cienega where you get the full turkey meal, I think, for $3.99.
Was it Norms or something?
Yeah, it was Norms or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're pitching me this other movie. And that was the week the McMartin preschool scandal had happened. Preschool scandal in which grandma, her son, her daughter-in-law, and the aunt were all charged with molesting kids.
Jesus Christ.
And it was the first OJ, and it was top story in the news. This horrible, and I had 2 daughters too, by the way, at preschool. And it turned out to all be false. By the way, there's a great HBO thing with Jimmy, because the prosecutor was showing puppets to the kids, and the kids wanted to, be friendly. So they go, "Did they do this to you?" And they go, "Yeah, yeah." None of it was true. It turned out. But meanwhile, grandma, who spent 6 months in jail. So I turned to the guys. I go, "Guys." And it was literally the day after. This was like wall-to-wall OJ type news, right? This is like the pre-OJ thing, if you can imagine, okay? Horrific. But wall-to-wall news. And I said, I think we should lay off. You should lay off on this. They wanted me to produce it and get the money. I said, I don't think we should do this kidnapping movie. I don't think the timing's right. Let's do the hula hoop movie, which is... Tim Robbins.
Hula hoop? Is that what you said? Hudsucker Proxy. Okay, right.
They said, dude, that's
Paul Newman.
Yeah, they said, dude, that's going to be too expensive. We're going to do this. We got to do this one first. They said, I don't know. I did help them get the money, by the way, but the $6 million. But the point.
But you're talking about raising Arizona.
I basically passed on because of this scandal and the not so dark side came out to me. I didn't think we should be doing a kidnapping movie.
Yeah.
In the shadow of kids being molested.
But
so they went ahead and did it
enough.
anyway. Anyhow, but it was during that period that the Big Lebowski was kind of being somewhat hatched.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
that far?
That came after that one. Yeah.
After, I guess it did. After Hudsucker, right?
It went Blood Simple
to
Arizona.
Miller's Crossing, I think.
Yeah, it was soon.
After that.
At some point, it can't. But
yeah.
Anyhow, but that's what's that. Yeah.
And you're still in contact with those guys.
Yeah.
So are you? What's going on for you?
We don't hang. They don't hang together. As Ethan said, dude, we spent 6 days a week with each other, 18 hours a day. We're certainly not going to hang on the off time. You know?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I used to see him more when I was back in New York when my mom was alive. And I go back, but I don't see him as much now.
Yeah. They don't live out here.
Well, they're out here sometimes.
Sometimes.
They have places out here, too.
So this is all shit, but again, this is I didn't know. This is all a lot of shit I didn't know about you and what you did. So all this producing stuff. What else do you have going on? What else did you? So how did you even fall? Was that sort of an accident that you got into producing when you were in New York and you talked to these guys?
I'm doing a whole transmedia episodic storytelling of something called Our Classic Tales, which are classic tales I've been telling for years. I actually haven't, I don't think, told one yet. Well, no, I guess, like, talking about the car and John Goodman would be part of it.
Oh, right. You did tell me. When we were talking on the phone, you talked about this stuff.
But so I'm doing this thing called Our Classic Tales that are presented, which are tales that I've been telling for years on stages, and 10,000 people at Red Rocks, or 20,000 people with My Morning Jacket opening, or...
You opened for My Morning Jacket?
No, they opened for me.
That's great.
Let's get straight to the draw was at that point, okay? I was the draw now.
That's cool as shit.
They're a Louisville band, okay?
That's cool as shit.
Right after the mayor gave me the key to the city, yet another classic tale. But anyhow,
get the key to Louisville.
Well, same to Pee Wee Reese and Cassius Clay, a.k.a. Muhammad Ali. Mm-hmm. And as the Jewish mayor of Louisville, one of the 12 Jews in Louisville, New York guy of 17 years, has somehow got a little Jewish fiefdom going in Louisville, of all places. He's the repeat mayor, for 17 years. He's handing me the key to the city, and I go, gee, Mr. Mayor, My Morning Jacket, standing there, and 20,000 people down by the river. And I go, I thought it was going to be a different kind of key, like a kilo, the kind we can smoke. And this guy looks at me.
Is this with, like, media all around and everything? Yeah.
He looks at me, turns white, and he goes, holy, I can tell what he's thinking. I was like, holy shit. 17 years, I had a lock on his place, and this asshole comes in here and takes me down in, like, the next minute and a half, I said,
he's holding the mic away like you're not going to hear.
I'll pull back. Yeah. But, yeah, no, I was he was like, geez, I shouldn't have shown up at this event. It's all right. I'll ease you out of it now, okay? Which I did. Anyhow, I've been about a lot of political games, but I just wanted to put a little edge on the conversation.
No, you did. Like when we were talking about, okay, for example, I knew that you lived in Seattle for a long time. That's where I'm from, and you lived there for the whole period where I grew up. Like we're talking about when the Sonics were there. I went to Cascade High School in Everett, actually. Didn't go to O'Day.
E-V-E-R-E-T-T. I'm an Everett boy born. I'm an Everett boy I will die. E-V-E-R-E-T-T. I'm an Everett boy born and Everett boy I will die. You know that song?
I don't know that song.
Everett theme song, brother. You don't know your
Everett High School? No, Cascade.
But Everett High.
Not the Everett Seagulls.
The Everett theme.
That's their mosque. We were the Cascade.
E-V-E-R-E-T-T. I'm an Everett boy.
That's an old.
Everett boy.
Okay, right. That's an old school, so it's been around since like 1910 or some shit like that.
Like that. So the dude pulls out the Everett High.
I can't believe you whipped that one out of your ass. How did you do that?
Well, Billy Merrick.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, so you lived up there, and we were talking about the Sonics and the Seattle. Again, you pulled out the drug stories. The weed stories with the pro teams up there with the.
Oh yeah, well,
we don't get into names, but everywhere you go, and but what brought you up there? What brought you to Seattle? Was this before the movie? Didn't you help do something with the film festival up there?
We were activists out of Ithaca and Cornell. Okay. Very serious activists.
This is during what, Vietnam? Okay.
One guy got busted in my high school for stealing a car on a joyride. Okay. We used to steal cars. They had the Chevy. They got the pass keys to GM cars. Mm-hmm. So they would go to rich people in Larchmont, New York, Westchester County, and borrow their car for the night. Drive it down to Greenwich Village, gas it up exactly to where it was, and push it back into the driveway. Okay.
And hope they didn't notice the odometer.
Right. So D would. It was not that many miles. So D would. Got busted, and the judge said, you're going to go to jail or go to the service. So he goes to Paris Island, and
Jesus,
and Lejeune comes back all spiffed out, and we all go
right into the Marine Corps.
35 guys go to join up the Marine Corps. Me too. Except the other guys are seniors. I got into a show, and the guy says, why don't you just graduate and come back next year? Okay, which you wouldn't have done 2 years later. At that point, the war had not quite escalated enough. 66, okay? So I didn't go. I went to Europe with my father and stepmother, who dragged me and my stepbrother over there, and we got out of the bubble.
That's right on time. It really heated up a couple years later.
That's when it heated up, and we ended up traveling with the Rolling Stones and Living Theater, stuff like that.
What? So you're just gonna throw that out?
So we got it's all in the episodes we're doing, but our classic tales. But we can get back to
touch on that.
We can touch. So I got out of the bubble, but all my friends did what John Kerry and Oliver Stone did. Upper middle class people who did not have to go to the war, who signed up to go to the war because it was an adventure. And a little sprinkling of patriotism in there somewhere. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's something to do with your dads. Most dads being World War II veterans, and at that time, and it's sort of the thing to do, right?
Yeah, it was totally their father. What made their father
before things kind of turned upside down.
It's right out of the ad. It's right out of the ad with the kid and the dad coming back. You know, in the army, one of those guys has an ad. You know, they ran last year. And where the kid comes back, and finally, dad goes, "Now, finally, you know."
Yeah,
Dad can accept me, you know.
That is the Oliver Stone thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
That whole story.
And so it's the same thing with us.
Did they all come back?
No, one of them died week 1.
Jesus.
Died week 1, and by week 3 or 4, well, these are smart guys who could have gone to college. They're all writing letters back on. We made a big mistake.
Oh fuck!
Boy, did we make a mistake! And then by 6 months in, they're writing letters back. We're on the wrong side.
Whoa!
I mean, most all of them. Well, we were on the wrong side. You know, it didn't take a fucking anybody. To get that, I mean, it's pretty quickly we got that. Yeah, this is much more cut and dry than was the Middle East stuff. It was much more complex. This is pretty cut and dry, which was the good side, which was the bad side of Vietnam. Okay, on that one, and we were the bad side. Okay, and everybody realized it. But anyhow, so I mean, we weren't fighting communism; we were fighting national liberation. Okay, and everybody was for it. But anyhow. The point is, the same people fought off the Japanese and the Chinese. Now they're fighting, and the French are now fighting us. Okay, so it wasn't they weren't about to be dominated, and they certainly weren't part of the domino theory. Okay, they weren't working there for the Chinese. Yep, this is the place. Wonderful.
Is it a radio show?
Yeah,
what radio show?
You want to talk
bras, and more bras. We're actually this is a lingerie shop.
Bras today.
No, we're not talking about bras. We're talking about great issues of substance in the future of the world, such as
global warming.
We are talking about
we
global
can touch
warming.
on that.
We're about to touch on global warming. We're talking about environmental. We're talking
As how it
we're
relates
talking
to
culture.
lingerie.
We're talking revolution, and how it relates to lingerie. I'll come in for a comment to see. It's always important. That's a very cool trait.
Of the race, you've got to have lingerie, or nobody's
right
getting in the sack.
You have a great outfit on, by the way. But continue at whose race, darling? The white race, your race?
So this is, by the way, just a little example of what happens in Venice Beach, California with the dude. And we're not editing, obviously. This is all
Flirt City,
all
baby.
stays on there.
Flirt
I
City.
saw you working it, and then they working you.
Came to us. They like that microphone. So,
all right, so your friends, and how you ended up going to Seattle.
A bunch
and
of people
and
were
Vietnam.
activists. Dan Berrigan, who passed this week, we were part. We did things like turn in our draft cards when we didn't have to, face jail, which we didn't have to, give up our deferments, which we didn't have to. Also, we could go around and talk to people and say we're moral witnesses. We're not immolating ourselves like some might, but we're ready to go to jail, but we don't have to. Because we have student deferments just to say how bad we think the war is.
And you're talking about these are guys that came from
18, 19, 20.
and upper middle class sort of families,
These
educated
are Cornell
families.
guys at this point.
Okay, so Ivy League guys that are doing this totally didn't have to do it, but they're still doing it.
None of them had to. So we decided a bunch of those guys were graduating. I should say parenthetically, I did not go to Cornell. I was admitted to Cornell. I went to a SUNY experimental college and went half a year to Cornell. But anyhow, so
Close enough.
So we, everybody wanted to move to the West Coast to do political organizing. And on paper, we didn't want to go to LA because it's too big and sprawling. We knew the Bay Area really well. Felt it was a little too in its ways of Marin is Marin, East Bay is Berkeley, San Francisco, provincial, and South Bay. We wanted to go someplace new. So on paper, if it's 1969 and you're looking for some post-Woodstock and post that, if you're looking someplace to organize, the two best places on paper, Honolulu and San Jose. Why? Because they were great mixed things of different kinds of races, working class, middle class, upper class, colleges, Army bases, Navy bases nearby, and all that kind of stuff. But we'd heard the song about San Jose, and we weren't going there. Honolulu, really good on paper in terms of organizing. But
why not there then?
Because we didn't think we could send a postcard back with us hanging on the beach, so all our friends who were in the midst of struggle, going to jail, being shot at and killed, saying, "Okay, well, Honolulu's ready to go. Just tell us we're ready."
Sorry about Kent State, but here's us with our lays on. And
when you guys are ready, let us know. And Honolulu's going to pop in an instant. Sure. And we'll seize the whole place. It'll be Revolution City. You'll see us on the ships raising the flags. We didn't think we could justify it, so we ended up in Seattle,
home of at that time like Jimi Hendrix and Bruce Lee and Quincy Jones, but they all left.
And the Wobblies and the General Strike. And Joe Kelly was a big-time hunter, so he liked the idea of hunting big game, not game, and all that. So that's why I moved to Seattle.
And you stuck around for a while.
Well, it wasn't. We left Ithaca on December 6th to arrive in Seattle December 20th to be in a so-called riot on February 17th, to be indicted on April 17th as part of the Seattle 7, crossing state lines to incite a riot.
Oh, my God, yes.
Crossing the Rap Brown law, crossing state lines to incite a riot, where he went into Cambridge, Maryland for one night, gave a fiery speech. There was a riot, and he left. That's not what we were doing. So, A, we barely knew we were going to trudge into Seattle, which we did with our last dime on a wrong phone call, by the way. B, we certainly didn't have any ideas of inciting a riot on February 17th. And see, that's the throwaway charge. And the other one was conspiracy to incite a riot to destroy federal property. Now, with a conspiracy, you have to have something called overt acts.
Wasn't there a documentary about this, by the way?
There's lots of stuff about this, but you have to have something called overt acts. Overt act is Cam and Jeff sat here and said, "Hey, let's rob a bank today." That would be overt act number 1. Overt act number 2, you went and picked up the getaway car. Overt act number 3, I went inside the lingerie shop, got 2 women to wear some lingerie into the bank to distract them. I said, "Well, you guys distract them while we stick them up." And they go, "Sure." Overt act number 3. Overt act number 3, we go to the bank, go stick them up. We had 18 overt acts. At every overt act of our so-called conspiracy, there were at least 500 people there, and radio, TV, and print were all represented. We were giving speeches. Okay, some fucking conspiracy.
Right.
Okay, not exactly a conspiracy.
Extraordinarily transparent.
When there's always at least 500 people on all 18 overt acts, and the press is always there, so.
And what was this event called? The Seattle
7.
The Seattle 7.
Seattle.
Yeah, and
trial, which was run out of Nixon's office. None of this is conjecture. By John Ehrlichman, Eagle Crow, from his office in Seattle, who was the liaison to the FBI and the Justice Department, and Haldeman and those guys, and Hoover. And they thought they were going to, this was one of 41 cases they were going to do to stop the anti-war movement. They had done Chicago 7, Chicago 8, and then they were going to do us as the model. They picked the wrong guys to do it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but was this something, wasn't it like a recruiting station set on fire or something like that, or a federal building?
Did you find some good stuff?
Oh, we did. It's beautiful.
Cool. So are you. Thanks.
Good Jeff working the lovely ladies.
Anyhow.
So wasn't there some sort of a government building that was burned or bombed or something like that? Or am I mixing something up?
The focus of the demonstration was called the TDA demonstrations. There were like 40 of them around the country too. It was the day after, and the deal was when the Chicago conspiracy charge ended, the day after it ended, they were going to hand out contempt citations for during the trial, which they did for like 4 years worth. To some people, they had 6 months here, 4 months there. I mean, the lawyer constantly had up to 4 years. And so these demonstrations the day after, in all kinds of cities. We had one in Seattle. The notion was civil disobedience. The notion was like Oakland Stop the Draft thing, to surround the building with bodies and stop ingress and egress, and that's what we would do.
Okay.
Trespassing, essentially,
right,
to block the thing. Well, it got a little funky because they paraded a whole bunch of cops outside that they had hidden in the library. They got violent. They arrested 89 people, only 2 of whom were even part of the demonstration, including Grandma with her library books.
Seriously.
Yeah. I mean, really ridiculously indiscriminate arrest. I mean, like 2 people, arrested 89 people, only 2 had anything whatsoever to do with the demonstration. Okay, they're like, cops came out. Why? Because we weren't stupid. We didn't sit there. We'd seen a bunch of these other things at this point. And when cops come out and start beating on heads,
knocking heads
let's
around.
Run.
Yeah.
Okay, we ran a little affinity groups, and a fair amount of windows were broken at the courthouse.
Okay.
Well,
this really isn't that big of a. It's really not that big of a deal. They turned it into something huge then.
They were trying to link us with the underground, trying to link us with that.
Right.
There's a lot of legendary stories about this, but about all the stuff.
I think that's why I was thinking of that bombing or something when they were linking you to the underground.
Man, we weren't bombers. We liked to talk.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't want to go underground. We want to keep talking.
You were right on the open. Just
we want to hang out and stop the war. We don't want to talk. We don't want to go underground and bomb something. It's like counterproductive. We think.
Right.
Morally and strategically counterproductive to bomb something and think the so-called Weatherman strategy of the fifth column.
The Weatherman. That's what I was thinking of.
The fifth column is going to bring down. The forces inside, behind the Trojan horse thing are going to bring down the people from inside. We think that's a stupid strategy.
Okay.
We'd rather be with Jane Fonda and Joe McDonald and Don Solid and me with 17,000 troops from Fort Lewis and McCord Air Force Base talking to them about the war.
Right.
17,000 of them from the base during the war. Okay.
No shit.
Talk and organize soldiers. FTA was called Fuck the Army.
Right.
Or then, blow up some fucking tank on the base or something like that.
Right. So, did you work directly with Jane Fonda and Donald Sutherland?
Yeah, they raised all the money, much of the money for our bail too.
No shit.
Yeah, and I helped her with lots of stuff.
Huh.
Story.
You have so many. That's why we're talking, though. That's why we're talking. You are the guy. You're like the guy who seems to. You have the most fucking fascinating life. You know everybody. You're like the
Forrest Zillig dude, right?
Yes, exactly.
I happen to be there.
You're
Well,
exactly
we made a
Forrest.
point of being there too. We didn't just, things were going to happen. We said, well, shit, we want to be there for that, including Woodstock and other things. We weren't planning to go there. We just
You kind of just were there.
we
followed you around.
Happen, but obviously, yeah. So there's a whole episode of a book called Hearts and Minds about a movie called Hearts and Minds. And how I got involved. It's a documentary about the war and Dan Ellsberg and stuff. And that's we used to use movies, little mini documentaries, to gather crowds. So when we were in New York State, our territory to organize was everything north of the Tappan Zee Bridge across Westchester County to Buffalo.
Including Woodstock, yeah?
Including everything.
Yeah.
In other words, basically all the SUNY universities, from Buffalo to Rochester, to Plattsburgh, to the elite colleges like the Cornells, to the girls' schools, Wells, Skidmore, Vassar.
Oh, you know those well.
There are some stores. Well, I got a good one with Meryl Streep and Vassar and all that, but that's a whole other story.
God, you can't just pass that one up.
I will. I'll hit you that one.
We might have to do another episode.
Yeah, we might have to. So these are all in the classic tales, and they're done by multimedia, and not just me telling them. Different artists and different interpreting them, including you. Anyhow, so for real, and so and so we always use movies and documentary movies, and then with this particular Hearts and Minds, I helped somebody who owned the Seven Gables Theater chain up there. I helped promote it in his competitor's theater, and that's how we got involved.
So Seven Gables, I know that. That's like an art house theater up there.
Well,
yeah?
Several. It's quite a few. The Guild too, and the Varsity, and the Crest, and then the Film Festival too. So all of a sudden I'm involved in an exhibition. All of a sudden we have theaters to do things with, and we started kind of rewriting the history of movie marketing a little bit because we could do it both locally and nationally. So the company I was with, their specialty films, did Harold and Maude when Paramount didn't know what to do with it.
You were
and other films, more them than me, my colleagues.
Okay.
They distributed Harold and Maude.
No shit.
They had already got that going by the time I folded into the company. But I did the local Seattle stuff.
Oh, you did?
And we did tons of test runs for films, and we had the film festival so we could open a film there and then do it. But you'll see some of these episodes very shortly.
I want you to, why don't we touch on that for a second, because I want anybody listening to be aware of this, what you're doing here. Is there already a site up for this or anything like that? Or what should people look for in what time, like in the near future? This whole storytelling. Oh, here she comes.
Who was it?
I don't know what women you mean.
The last two that just walked in. Yeah. Tried to encourage them. Anyhow.
Women are like shiny objects, like distracting you at every turn, right? That was the manager. Okay. Yeah. So we're back. But yeah, so you this thing that you're doing, the storytelling thing.
So I think my mythological call is to take stories that are fun and work, these stories. Hi, welcome.
Hey.
Take these fun stories that work, that happen, almost all of them, to have examples of people changing entrepreneurial history, political history, or cultural history, movies, theater, music, inside these tales are tangential to them are stories of some people who have showed how you can do it, how you can create your own history. Okay, you and your colleagues, your friends, your community, right? You know, they may be called Steve Jobs, or you know, they may be called the Rolling Stones, but they're people who just said, "Wait a second, we can do this," and did things. Okay, so, but there's classic tales, and then there's the story of what they did. Okay. So it basically, for my daughters who are 23 and about to be 21, it kind of shines a light on the path forward to what you might be able to do as options. For people now, the biggest contradiction in America right now is that people who learned all this stuff through school, all this stuff through their friends, all this stuff through culture, have nothing place to use that knowledge most of the time at work. Okay, you might.
Well, tell me can you elaborate on that a little bit? Like, what do you mean by that exactly?
You're trained to do all kinds of things, like build stuff, but you have no ability to build things right now because nobody's building anything. You have great skills of creativity and management, but you're not allowed to use them because you're checking every day for some corporation. And you're doing something in second gear with your intelligence when you could be in fifth every day, okay?
Okay.
You come out of college with multiple degrees and you're living in your parents' couch and you don't know where you're going to work.
Right.
Or you're going to settle for something really bad and toxic.
Right.
Which is really hitting the women in particular because the work, even last night, this birthday party, after party with parties at the beach, I was back at some bungalow with all these women, and they're just totally frustrated because their intelligence isn't being used, or if it is being used, it's being used for toxic activities. Okay. Sure. And so, at a time when all systems are breaking down and changing, which did not happen in the 60s. There was no systemic change in the 60s. There was change, huge, but not systemic. The transportation system didn't systemically change. It is now. Communication didn't systemically change. It's changing now. This will not be the same phone we're using, etc. Energy didn't systemically
So infrastructurally, but culturally, it was a huge change, right? But it's also slipped back.
Huge, but now the systemic change of all, it's not just infrastructure, of everything, is leaving people very confused, let's say in our business, about how you're going to monetize movies, how you're going to monetize this, how you're going to monetize that. You can't monetize with DVDs anymore, for example.
Right.
You know, so you have to find, well, can we do it with, you know, pay-per-view, or can we do it with streaming?
Right.
What's, you know, who's going to actually go to the theaters? So,
right.
All this presents an opportunity for any five people with their friends and colleagues to come up with a new product or a new activity. And because of something you all have that we didn't have, which was the internet, you can launch pretty quickly stuff that, if it's great, will actually find an audience. Okay, so what I'm kind of putting out there to everybody is find your starting team of five people, you, your friends, colleagues, other people, and do something with it. Doesn't mean, you know, maybe keep your day job, doesn't mean doing it, but you too can get stuff out there in a way that will be appreciated and sell it worldwide.
Right.
You don't have to have, you know, Bloomingdale's on 3rd Avenue to sell your shit. Just put it on the internet.
Well, that's a good example of what we're doing right now. I mean, this is going directly here. This isn't a radio show.
Exactly.
So
So then you can monetize, you know. So that's we're at a historic time of fundamental worldwide systemic change. And some of the people are holding on to systems that are historically outdated.
Right.
Much like somebody trying to hold on to feudalism when industrial capitalism is coming in.
Right.
No, it's not about the farm anymore, folks, and the little piece of land. It's about, you know, bigger issues about and cities and people and employment. It's not about, you know, the little feudalistic model isn't going to work anymore, okay? And nor the conglomerate model is going to work.
Right.
The debt situation. You know, the debt, you know, I happen to come from a father and stepfather who are the two of the most renowned economic historians in history, let alone in the 20th century. And Einstein would say that my stepfather was the most significant intellectual of the 20th century. Would say he has that, okay? I can take you out to a couch. You can see where Einstein nodded out on the couch, okay?
Really?
Yeah. Really.
Would I be familiar with him? Or maybe?
Paul Sweezy, S-W-E-Z. His father ran a little bank we now call Citibank.
Oh, that little
it used to be
mom and
called
pop
First
joint.
National Bank. Paul was supposed to be the head of that. Depression came along. He said, fuck this. I don't want to be a banker, and became a left-winger, but a renowned economist who every time there's a depression, the guys from Chase or something at our front door going, hey, can I talk to Paul? I don't care what the guys at the bank are saying. What's really going on, Paul? He's like the tops. Harvard, the whole 9 years, Schumpeter, Harvard Crimson, blah, blah. And my father was one of his guys who Howard Zinn said was our most important living economic historian, who's still alive in 96 and living in, Italy right now.
What's his name again?
Doug Dowd, D-O-W-D. Doug Dowd, DouglasDowd.org or DougDowd.org, DougDowd.org.
Okay.
And you can read his writings, but he's nailing, all this. So it's not that I know very much, but through osmosis alone, I know a little bit of economic history, a fair amount. And we're in deep challenges right now because of the debt, which is staggering. Corporate debt is staggering. Corporate debt is staggering. Bankers' debt is staggering. And without rocket-style expansion, which is almost impossible to happen right now, that's not going to change. So you're going to have to deal with that somehow.
Yeah.
So, Greece and stuff like that, tip of the iceberg. Italy, tip of the iceberg. Germany, tip of the iceberg. Spain, tip of the iceberg. Cameron was talking about that right now, the British Premier, because he's trying to sell that they should stay in the EU, right? And the Brits don't want it. A lot of it. Well, they should. It's a hard sale, So, anyhow, so we're at a time of historic change, which affects the election, too.
Of course.
And what's going on? The reason Hillary isn't going to work and won't work is because she actually kind of slightly believes, I don't want to say what she believes, what she's talking about are patches that might have worked 10 years ago but won't work now. There needs to be substantive revolutionary change.
The outdated modality again that you're talking about.
Yeah. This is
just like with
I'm not even putting a moral value on it.
Yeah.
This is like empirical. No, you're either going to do this or this isn't going to work. So you can either do something, and if you have, cronyism and conglomerate nature stuff going on, it's very hard to change that within that structure or setting. Okay. And you're either going to change the setting and be willing to do it, or we're going to get pretty screwed and go off the cliff, okay? That's what her problem is. She's just still a liberal, okay? And that's not going to work. Now, the Bernie guy knows this to a large degree. But I want to say something. Politicians never in the history of the world have been leaders. To save your fingers, name me more than one politician that's been a leader. Name me one.
JFK?
A follower.
A follower? Really?
Every one of these guys, FDR would be a great example. FDR was a terrible, terrible president in his first term. But because of the unions, the cultural stuff, Woody Guthrie and all that, the objective conditions, the countries all over the place kind of going left-wing in communism, his wife, his second term brings us, the New Deal, okay? That wasn't happening the first term at all. He was an upper-class fucking guy, as you probably know.
Didn't he actually do 4, or wasn't he in his 4th before they had the restriction on it?
Yeah, he followed it. He's a follower. JFK, follower. Obama, super follower.
Yeah.
Obama, where was he on the gay stuff in 2008? Okay? I'm not critiquing him. I'm just saying, understand, these are puppeticians, and they follow the leadership of us. The entrepreneurs, the cultural people. We lead the way, they follow. The good ones follow. Okay, and then they support the good things that are happening in the world, okay? JFK is a particular, his brother Bobby, who was the symbol of the Vietnam War, and everywhere he went in 1968 there would be a demonstration in New York State because he was the pro-war senator. He changed, though. He changed.
Yeah,
he changed.
He wanted to get out, did he not, right before he got killed?
Yes, right before, but not before that.
Up until then, yeah.
And he was very pro-war, partially Eugene McCarthy, but partly anti-war, and partly just friends, and partly like what I said, my friends in the Marines. I got organized not by my father, who was part of the anti-war mobilization with, Howard Zinn and, Noam Chomsky and those guys, those intellectual guys. I changed because of my friends from the Marines that came back and started telling me about what was wrong. I mean, I got out of the bubble, the brainwash bubble when I was in Europe, but but it was equally friends who really talked to you, and you went, wait a second.
I understand what you mean. I had, and I don't want to. We could talk about anything, but I don't want to stay too much in the politics. But it's okay. There's no rules on this. But I remember having a buddy who was in the Marine Corps who I remember this very specifically after he got back from Somalia during this whole Mogadishu, this whole Black Hawk Down stuff was during that time period, and we were watching the news, and he was like, "What the what?" Dude, he's like, none of this, what the fuck? None of this is happening. He's saying, this is bullshit. He said, I didn't see one hungry person when I was there. It's not about feeding anybody. He couldn't believe his eyes because it was this whole thing. And I don't want to get in too far about conspiracy. He had no idea what it was about. It was just about all these crazy warlords and all these things. And he had no idea what it was about. It's not that he had an answer, but he knew that he wasn't there to help hungry people, which is what we were being fed. And I'm not here to feed into any conspiracy theory or anything. I don't know what the answer was.
I don't
or what
believe
it was.
in conspiracy theories, but
I'm just saying
I believe it's all business as usual.
Yeah, it's something else. It's something else is my point. And he was infuriated because he went through a real ringer over there. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad over there.
It's always a ringer. I work a lot with vets, by the way, now. A lot. IAVA and those guys.
Oh yeah? Do you? That's
There was a movie called Ground Truth. This is a few years ago, but more recently, that Patricia did Fourquart, which starts off the first 10 or 12, 15 minutes, is people from the neck up, shoulders up, talking about their experiences in the war and making jokes and being funny and just kind of being people. And then after about 10 or 12 minutes, she starts panning down, men and women.
Missing arms,
no legs, no woman with no arm hasn't got her arm yet.
Was this on HBO by any chance?
Yeah, probably on Ground Truth. Yeah.
Yeah. Was Gandolfini narrating this thing or something?
That's different. My friend John did. I was involved. My friend John did that. Very close friend.
Oh, really? Okay.
He was involved in my FBI service.
Okay. Oh, right.
Anyhow. So, but the point is, we showed it to Congress. I went on tour with Cher, and I went on presenting it, which is pretty cool. But Cher, who looks great.
Yeah,
I thought she was going to look like the worst. I thought she was going to be like, she was the poster child for work, right? Getting, work done on your stuff.
Right.
And I thought, because of some of the other women you see around town who've had too much work, right?
Yeah, sure.
Like a little too much collagen, a little too much on the lift, a little too much like a monster now. Okay. But she looked great and was great. And it was really down to earth and funny. And so we went around. She went to Walter Reed and stuff. Hey, we got the Walter Reed.
That's very cool. That's very cool.
So, so I've always worked with vets closely. But the point is, what I'm saying is, I don't know.
Well, you know what? We were talking about how things are changing with the storytelling and how you're getting that out there, and how basically
that's my point.
Everything has changed with how things are rapidly, whether it's economics,
but it's an opportunity too.
Huge, right?
But the only way we're going to solve this is with friends and colleagues. We're not going to solve this by going, oh gee, what I used to do by myself alone. Get my degree, do this, go that, work my way up the ladder. That's not going to work anymore. It's not going to work anymore, okay? Because the ladder is going nowhere, okay? There is no up, okay? The people up there are, there's a merger, they're gone, all that kind of stuff. The solution is to look around the world, say what you're capable of doing, what you're feeling, and do it with some friends and colleagues, and it will happen.
Create a little community of like-minded people.
If it's an activist action, do it. You will be heard. If it's a business, do it. You will sell. If it's a religion or spiritual thing, do it. You'll heal yourselves. Okay? I mean, it's. But don't think you can do it alone. It's like it's not as simple as misery loves company. The way to get out of misery is with company too.
Yeah.
You get together with some other fucking wonderful, miserable people.
Couldn't agree more.
Like yourselves, whose life rights have been taken away by somebody that says, "Gee, we're like this, and you're supposed to be miserable." Bullshit. We're supposed to be miserable, okay? And change it. And we're at that time, and it's changing, and the entire. This is not a mistake with the Bernie Sanders thing, that the percentage of people who are under 45 are going for this white-haired, kind of old school, kind of not particularly charismatic, not particularly funny, not particularly visionary guy Because he's speaking to a truth that we all understand now, that it's time to move into the future and not be living in last century's rules. And this is, by the way, when I'm in a meeting about this movie called Unleashed, which is about a woman whose dog and cat become humans, and absolutely sensationally funny. But I'm talking about the meaning, about the zeitgeist of this movie now is even different. Because of what we're going through with changing times, that people are opening their hearts maybe with pets more, but the opportunities, there were certain opportunities to do some viral things we can do this. We couldn't have done 10 years ago.
Absolutely.
Because people didn't have, if we want to do a contest, for example, it says, is off the record, that says send us a picture of yourself, video of yourself being a dog or a cat. We're going to get so many funny videos on that, and we'll even put you in the credits if it's great enough, okay? Because everybody does it all day anyway.
Right, yeah.
It's called the selfie.
Right.
It's called taking pictures of your kids and your dogs and cats, okay? They already do this. We could have done that 10 years ago. So we got a wave of possibility that we can just do entrepreneurial. This is an entrepreneurial promotional possibility.
Yeah.
That we couldn't have done 10 years ago. Okay? People who had never had the internet kind of take it for granted. Jeez Louise, it's like the biggest gift in the fucking world. Okay?
It's true. It's
Which
true.
goes beyond, by the way, Instagrams and how many likes you have, okay?
I would hope so.
Okay, but it's the same thing. How would you like a few likes as you change your community, too? People are going to like that, too.
I had to look at an encyclopedia when I was a kid, when I had to do something for school. I mean, it's old school. I had to go to the old index card catalog in the library and do all that shit. That's unheard of now.
And
no one even knows that it is anymore.
This is why my father at 96 is still in the writing game. When he was the head of the department at Cornell, the econ department, he might have to go for 3 hours to the grad school library with like 4 grad students.
Like microchips and shit.
sit them down there to back up one fucking sentence.
Yeah.
He's not writing a novel. He's got to back this shit up with some stats occasionally.
Right.
So if he says the debt crisis is really this, and it's a casino economy, now he's got to show that 90% of all the trade in Wall Street has nothing to do with, companies, but everything to do with moving money. Okay? It's not, buying stock in companies and growing the company. It's like money bet movements, okay? So he's got to back that up with some stats. So now he can Google it in 3 minutes.
Right.
He's still in the game in 96. He doesn't have to trounce over to the library.
And if you were born
dark
10
room
or
and
15 years ago, it's like you don't even totally take it for granted.
We're at a great, great time of opportunity now. But unless you're with friends, loved ones, colleagues, family, community, it's going to feel very brutal.
So speaking
Very
of that, you're a great guy, man. And we're actually a little bit over time. I love that. I feel like we're just kind of getting started. So would you consider coming on again sometime,
Yes.
man? And we'll get a little more. Maybe we'll try to be a little more specific.
Yeah, no, we'll do it.
Because you have so much to talk about and so many stories. I don't even.
Yes.
I could spend a day with you, and I'm sure everybody listening can think the same thing right now.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm doing with the Classic Tales, which I'm going to show you some of to read, our Classic Tales. Because what happens is they're read, critiqued, and then the artists come in for the transmedia director, production designer, art director, singers, musicians, photographers, and kind of interpret these tales that I can tell orally. But we don't have a lot of coverage on a lot of them, so we're using different kinds of visual aids.
If you have anything, because I'll put whatever you may have now
Nothing
on
right
a
now,
blog.
but-
I'll update it. I'll update it, and we'll talk.
I'm not going to have any
later.
problem promoting this stuff, but for obvious reasons. But I'm going to ask everybody to help at a certain point. But yeah, and the big thing about this is, let's say I put something up about Jacques Cousteau or something, and it's already up there. It's actually interactive once it's up there. You might have another story. In other words, I got a whole episode, and it mentions when we were hanging with Jock in Chile and all that kind of stuff when he came back from Antarctica. But you might say, gee...
Is that an actual story you just said?
Yes.
Jesus.
And you might say, gee, do you know... You're from Seattle. You might say, do you know that Jock was once in Seattle? And you know about what the scuba tank is? And you'll put that up there. Because it's not like a book that it's closed. It's a living document, and you can put up there, do you know what Jock invented in Seattle?
A real question?
Yeah.
No.
Do you know what scuba tank stands for?
It's self-contained underwater
breathing apparatus. Yeah. Well, guess what? He invented it in Seattle in World War II.
In the Puget Sound?
Where the Calypso and the boat was built, but he was there and around, and that's why they built the boat. But also it was around there and other places. But the point was they invented it because you didn't want to go down with one of those tanks with a thing that goes back up to the ship.
Oh, the big bubble helmet thing.
And try to mine a harbor or do some recon with that thing. So that's what the scuba tank is, totally for war, okay? It's totally...
The frogmen, right?
Yeah, the frogmen.
The first SEALs, basically.
Yeah, the first SEAls. That's what they're invented for, so they can fucking do some recon and do some bombing. And
I think, they put like bombs on Japanese ships or something.
Yeah,
shit like that.
The point is you can't get around those other things.
Right. Big diving bell thing.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So
So he invented that.
So, for example, in this thing, if I'm telling a story of that, or let's say it's a peace movement, you could read it and add a link to the scuba tank thing. So it's a town meeting. The whole thing is a town meeting.
And it could just expand indefinitely.
It's not like a Facebook comment.
But is there like some sort of a fact-checky kind of thing on there? Something that keeps... Like Wikipedia, I think, for example, has like kind of like a bullshit call kind of a thing?
We could probably do it like, Wikipedia probably. The answer is yes to that. But it doesn't matter. It's interactive.
Yeah.
But it's more than Facebook where people make a one-sentence comment. They can actually add something of substance.
Right.
So every episode will have lots of add-ons.
This is a pretty visionary thing. This is way bigger than what I thought it was, actually.
If less than 20, 30, 40, 50 million people don't see this every week, we've totally failed. They will. 50 million people will see it every week. Okay, that's what we're which, you understand, I'm in bed with 16 Nobel Prize winners, with tons. Every single person I act, doesn't matter. Prince was going to be on this, by the way. But Academy Award winners, etc. I wanted him to do the bullet train one, which is cool. Anyhow, the point is that's
hard to hear that.
Anyhow, so, totally hard. But what I'm trying to say is, this is... We've kind of figured out, looking at ways to communicate, how can we properly communicate that the younger generation is going to get it, we're going to get it, it's going to be exciting. So what we're doing is taking content, the tales, which are content, added stuff onto the content, like, seeing people change some history with it, which might be part of the story or tangential because it was the same time, we'll throw it in there. And then adding different kinds of artistry to make meet content in an interesting way, and then releasing it, because we're not idiots, in multimedia. So even if it's 60 minutes long, you'll probably get it in 10 6-minute segments or episodes, mini episodes of the bigger episode of, let's say, we're in South America, we're doing Chile, where Jacques Cousteau was for 3 months. We were there. We might do a 60-minute episode on that, which has the coup and everything in it and all kinds of interesting stuff. But we'll knock it out in 10-minute segments so people can watch it while staying in a bank line.
Take little bites of it and stuff, which is smart now because that's how people watch it.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. If not 5 minutes. You got
to chain somebody down to I'm watching for 60 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so they're not mutually exclusive. You can binge the thing too.
Yeah. It's up to you, and that's how people watch things.
Yeah, we're doing bite-sized meals. So that's kind of what my mythological call is, to try to tell stories, other people's stories as well, not my stories.
As if you didn't have enough.
Well, they always involve an R. It's always an R. I'm never alone in these stories. It's not about, me on some singular nirvanic journey or something like that, where I saw God in the middle of it. And there's always, partners in crime around in all these stories.
Yeah. Well, that's what makes it fascinating, too.
That's what makes it fascinating. So anyhow, that's kind of what I'm doing. But it's what you're doing, too. We're trying to learn ways to keep communication going in a paradoxical world where communication technologically is getting better and better every day, but in other ways is getting not so good.
You mean inundated, or do you mean more like on the bigger level, like on the corporate level?
On all levels, communication arguably is not so good sometimes, some of the time, okay, with some of the things. Okay? Whether it's personal communication, business communication, political communication, the news, the truth, friendship. There's different ways we can communicate to make us feel better or know more or empower us more. And that's kind of, I think, those of us who've spent, like you, who spent a little time in the media can go, well, wait a second, if we did this and this, it might pursue that. So democracy is not about singularly voting on a given day. If we do a thing about the bullet train in California, and everybody looks and going, wait a second, why are we not doing that now? That's when the politicians file. If we put a thing about a bullet train that goes from here to San Diego, not all the stuff they're talking about and doing and kind of doing, and we show it, and the music is being done on it, and people are going, and we're looking at the 405 parking lot. We're going, wait a second, it took us 42 minutes to get from downtown to LA to San Diego, and we were rocking, and we had Wi-Fi, and our friends are there, and there's a bar car. Hello, and we're all going, wait a second, why aren't we doing this? And the politicians have to follow suit. We lay it out. We lay out what to vote for. Not at the election. Now. Today. Why aren't we doing this today? It's our money in the government. Let's use it for this. Or if you want it, we're going to do an initiative. And we've done a lot of initiatives in various states. Washington State, we did a whole bunch in California. We put an initiative up there, and people can vote on it. This is what we want. It's our job to visualize,
lay out the agenda,
visualize the initiative, visualize the path forward. Some of it, not all of it. Some of it. That's my job. That's my methodology. How can I, with everybody I know, not me, put together stuff that shines a light on the path forward, making the path from the past interesting, fun, and entertaining. I mean, we got cartoonists doing these classic tales, comic book people. I mean, it's all art forms because sometimes they can tell it better than me mumbling about it, and it's the way we'd like to see it.
No, like you were saying. Well, we're gonna wrap this up in a second, but like you were saying earlier about like comedy, for example, there's really no better way to get a message across than when you're talking about comic books or whatever. But comedy, whether it's a political thing or any other message, there's really no better way to get something across. It really
it's one way. Yeah, it's one way. Comedy is good.
Yeah.
Comedy's good.
People let their guards down a little bit and they're a little more receptive.
Let me tell you a last Lebowski story.
Okay, we'll close with this.
They have things called Lebowski Fests.
Yeah.
Which people go, one night they show the movie and there's a band, and the next night they all dress up in costumes, and it's at bowling alleys, and it's really funny because they don't just as mods and dudes and that, they dress as lines out of the movie.
As lines.
So there'll be a woman there with Bed Bath & Beyond transparent shower curtain skirt with these huge bazooms, and I'll say to her, well, what are you? And she says, oh, dude, I'm the bosom of the Pacific Ocean. And there's a line in there when Walter is committing Donnie's ashes to the bosom of the Pacific
So it's
Ocean.
Become the next Rocky Horror Picture Show, basically.
Well, Matt, I don't know about that. I don't know.
Well, you know what I mean? The people, if you go to those, they break out umbrellas or whatever in the theater or whatever.
Yeah. Well, but these are, I don't want to say a smarter group of people, but
it's a different group.
It's a different group, and they got a huge sense of irony about them, okay? And so, there'll be a guy in a Dodger. Anyhow, so I'm at, and I don't get paid for this. I do like to get paid. I mean, I'll let them pick up my hotel so it's not the lost leader for me or something like that. But so I'm at the knitting factory in New York. This big, tall guy, 6'5", Chris Coyle, and his wife Dee come up to me, and he puts his arms around, and tears are running down his eyes. And I go, "What's going on, man?" He said, "I had to thank you." I said, "What?" He said, "For the movie." I go, "What do you mean? What about Joel?" He said, "No, you did something very specifically." Oh yeah, good. This is great. He said, you did something for, I should wait for her to hear this story. I will wait for her to hear this story. If she's really going to be 1 second.
All right.
Can you pause? Okay, so.
No, we'll just keep going, but we'll let La Femme Nikita join in the closing of this thing.
So, she's really coming. She might not be there, but we'll wait. Okay, so I'll tell the story. So, and he says to me, I was at, let's see, she's really coming. Petra, you want to hear the end of my last story I'm going to say on this radio interview in a minute? Should I wait?
You can just tell me some more crazy shit about the Lebowski
No, wait,
Fest.
no, I'd rather wait. I'm just starting the story.
There she is.
I got a lighter, honey. I'll light your fire.
Of course you do.
I just want to start. I'm going to interrupt you in the middle of something like recording.
Yeah. Well, you got to give her the mic if she can hear. Want to introduce yourself here? We're just going to close in a second. He's going to tell a Lebowski Fest story, but
just quickly, who I am doesn't matter.
What's
but
your
I am
name? Who are you?
Well, I'll get to that. Who I am doesn't really matter. I'm a fan of our friend here.
Who isn't?
Jeff. Actually, it's quite good. I actually won a house in a game of poker against a man with the same name as him. So it's quite cool. Yeah.
Dude.
Dowd.
Just Dowd. The full name?
Exactly name. Yeah.
He lost his. Diego?
Yeah, the Jeff Dowd. No, it's Australian. He lost a house in a game of poker to me, and that's how tragic he was. I'd never played poker before, and I still won.
Jesus.
So, I just want to say the good news. This is
It's not about Jesus, is it?
Any news about Jesus is always good.
Go for it.
A very auspicious day today in the Ayurvedic calendar, like Ayurveda, which means, life force, which is what the Indians do for healing and transformation. It's a huge day for making things happen. So whatever you guys set out today, it may not have happened yet, but if your intention is we're going to make a documentary today about this, and you're doing it, you're acting on it, you've got the most chance of success with pretty well anything to do with it.
So sort of astrologically speaking.
No, not sort of. Absolutely.
Is it related to that?
I got a phone call from the Indians in India who are helping me put a Panchakarma retreat together in my house. And they're like, really big deal. They sent a message, please tell Peta today. She doesn't have to close all the deals, but she's going to make movements on everything that she wants great success from today.
So set an intention today.
No, set it. We're moving towards it.
Dude, take some action of any kind.
I'm going to get some light. Do you have a light in there?
Yeah, I've got one. I'm going to find it.
Okay, I thought I packed one up.
What's funny about this? I'm not going to cut any of this. I'm not going to edit any of this. Okay, here I am with two mics. Well, this is a complete scene from like LA Story right now. All right, here we go. They're coming back.
I'll be great.
We'll be married by midnight in Vegas.
So right now, this is.
I know that.
We're getting engaged today, Johnny and I. We actually got engaged.
What?
Yeah, me and Johnny.
Congratulations.
Literally.
Do you know I perform weddings?
Jesus. Congratulations.
You know I performed a wedding for Laura Caillouet. You know who Laura is? No, he plays Leo's sister in Quentin's movie.
What, the Django one?
Yeah, she plays Leo's sister, the great actress.
Django Unchained?
I married her and her husband Andy in New Orleans. I became a reverend because they did want a different.
You're an ordained minister.
Yeah, I'm an ordained minister.
Are you
marry you and Johnny?
in Dudism?
No,
that's an actual religion now, isn't it?
It is one.
That's another subject. That's another episode.
So here's
what the word dude means to me.
What?
You know what I think dude is?
What, baby?
What do you think when you hear that?
Well, there's a lot of things. We think D-O-O-D, do odd.
Dude.
Do, he does. A doer.
Yeah.
Dude is a doer.
A doer.
Doer of the odd. A dude. Do of odd.
He's definitely that.
You know? But I don't know why. When I think about the word dude, I think about the word truth.
Really?
When I think about the word dude, he's a dude. She's a dude. That guy's
like a real solid
She's
dude.
A dude. That's a solid. That's a solid, honest person. Now, don't underestimate the value on how much that is to have an honest human being and what that's worth. It may not have the same bank balance as some of the dishonest people in the world, but when you get on the boat and all that's left is a few boats, you're going to get on the boat with the dude.
You want to have a dude.
You're going to get on the boat with the truthful person. Because you know they're not going to throw you off for the sharks because you were paddling with your hands too. You were there too. The dude.
That is about the coolest way to close this I can think of.
Wow. So when Phil Kuzno up at Esalen, I asked him what's the mythological significance of the dude. He said he's a holy fool. He's the jester in the king's court, like the original Pope's Prince, who tells it like it is in a world of lies.
And there he is with the mic, so telling it like it is.
Holy fool. I'm a holy fool.
Doing this in my space.
Exactly.
Because the name of this space is Wiley, which secretly means Wiley.
On Abbott
I'm
Kenny.
a dude too. I'm a mini dude. I'm a mini girl dude.
You're pretty good at filling the space. We were over there, and we came over here because they would not turn down the music in the back where nobody was. And I asked everybody in the back, all the 4 different people, I said, what do you think of this music? They said, hideous. And everybody voted to turn it down. I said, by the way, parenthetically, we're doing an interview.
Welcome, gals.
Welcome, girls. We're here to help you try on and take off. So here's a very quick story. You ready? I'm at the Lebowski Fest in New York, where I do not get paid, where they all come and they dress up and they do things, and it's really brilliant stuff. And this big guy, 6'6", Chris Coyle, comes to me. This is a story about comedy. He's talking about value of comedy. And he comes up to me with his wife, Dee, and he's crying, and he's in tears. And I go, what's wrong, man? And he goes, I just have to thank you for the movie and stuff. I go, well, we thank Joel and Ethan, the actor. He says, yeah, but there's how they would have been doing different movies and stuff. And he says, I got to tell you, he's shaking and hugging me, and he goes, it's a huge guy. And he says, I worked in one of the two towers, and I'm a broker, but I'm also an EMT, so I carry a thing a case in my car just in case I see somebody on the road. And he said, I've saved a lot of lives. I watched people die in front of me. But that morning, what happened is there's another guy who works in the building, and we hadn't seen each other in a couple months, so we said, let's have breakfast, and that's why we weren't in there when it happened. Okay, and all of a sudden this is happening, and he says, I've seen people die before, but I'd never seen people like what I saw that day expire in front of me because they were jumping out of the buildings because it was too painful. And he said, I lost some very good friends in my company. I lost friends that worked in the building. I lost firemen I knew pretty well. I've been down here for years. Cops I knew. And he says, I just was a basket case. And his wife said, for 6 months, and they had money, so we went to every kind of therapist, took every kind of pill, did everything. Nothing worked. And he said, one day, about 6 months after 9/11, I'm sitting there and I look up at my bookshelf and I see these DVDs, and for some reason I saw the Big Lebowski, and something told me I should take it out and put it in the DVD player. And he said, for the first time in 6 months, I laughed, and I laughed, and I started laughing again. And his wife said he snapped right out of it that day. He hadn't been a lover, had been a terrible dad. Boom, he started laughing. And the power of comedy is
Sullivan's Travels.
It's Sullivan's Travels, the Coen Brothers movie, in which Joel McRae, if you remember the movie,
which was a huge influence on the Coen Brothers, coincidentally. Sullivan's Travels.
It's a 1930s. Preston Sturgis, the great storyteller's guy, whose son is a good friend of mine now, who great guy, who he wants to make Grapes of Wrath. You know what Grapes of Wrath is?
Yeah.
Okay, so he wants to make.
He's a serious filmmaker.
He wants to make he's making stupid comedies. He's making all these stupid comedies.
Oh, that's what he wants to be.
He says, I want to make a important movie. Yeah. So he goes out and gets involved with all the guys in Hooverville, the Okie guys, and he gets arrested by mistake, and now he's in the thing, and nobody will believe he's really a director. And you're cutting back to Hollywood, where you're seeing the head of Paramount, and you're seeing his girlfriend and the publicists. They're all freaking out. And finally, one day, they're showing movies, and they show
such a good scene,
and they show one of his stupid comedies.
Oh, I think it was Mickey Mouse, wasn't it?
I don't know.
I think it might have been a cartoon, but anyway,
they're showing what's one of his things is the point, and they're showing all these guys with beards and fucked up, basically not criminals. The guys that's rounded up because they're Okies crossing the border in California, and they're laughing and laughing. He suddenly realizes, I'm not here to change the world to make history that way. I'm here to make people laugh.
But
that's what they need. Yeah. They need to laugh.
So it's important.
That's what Chris Coyle was saying that day.
That's fucking beautiful, man.
Laughter is the most important.
You're in a relationship. You and Johnny, you make each other laugh, right?
We have to. I mean,
right. You and Johnny laugh a lot, right?
It's like you only. It's when you're in. Yeah, I've got the talking stick. I've got a talking stick now. When you're. To manifest, okay, this whole word manifestation, like manifesting things. When kids make believe, right? And they're making a, they're playing, they're making believe, they're in a happy place and they're making believe. So we have to be in our happy place to make what we believe. We have to be in a happy place to make what we believe. That's where kids make believe. They make believe in their happy place. So as adults, we have to make what we believe, but we can only do it when we're in our happy place. So, unfortunately, we get the stresses of the everyday, of just the financial, how we're going to pay the rent, how we're going to eat today, how we're going to take care of our families. And these are little things that take us out of our happy place, because sometimes it's hard to come by those basic things, And so people that are in the position of wealth and power, they're in a position to help a lot of people be more happy and people to actually make things they believe come true. So when I'm in a position of financial power, that's what I would do. I would try and help people.
So tremendous position of power. You help people all the time.
No, I know, but I'm saying, like, if I had the cash, eventually, like with Bill Gates and stuff like that, those kinds of people, I can't wait to get up there with Oprah and be like, hey, Oprah. So, there's 43 million slaves in the world. Did you know that, Oprah? I know that you were a victim of slavery. You've certainly talked about it enough. Not that it happened to you, but it's certainly happened to people in your past, But the reality is actually now, today, all those ancestors of yours who were slaves, guess what? There's a whole lot more out there. There's 43 million of them. And having been a person that's come from slavery, that you've talked about a lot, you've got a lot of money. Do you know it's only $500 to free a person, Oprah? You can free a person. You can get them out of the quarry mine. You can help cure them of the poison from the mercury and all the crap. You can get them into a school and in a home and pay their slave person all for $500. That's one shoe. That's not even a set. That's one shoe. Imagine, we could just sell your shoes, Oprah. We could probably, just selling your shoes, we could probably free 20,000 people. How cool would that be? Let's freaking auction your shoes, Oprah. And guess what? For every shoe you auction, my company Wiley, we're going to put it. If you put $20 million in, my company Wiley, we're going to put $20 million in. That's $40 million. Do you know how many slaves we'll free? I'm going to do the same with all of them.
She just dropped the mic. Literally. That's really cool. I'm so... Drop the mic. That's it's like a badass way of saying, like, you close the deal. Yeah. But you literally did it. Thanks for stopping by. This was totally impromptu, and thanks for we'll talk afterwards. We're almost done.
Cameron, that you and the dude, that I'm so fortunate that Jeff would choose that this was the appropriate environment. Okay, maybe the music was too loud over there, but I'm really happy that you're here in the heart of what Venice used to be, because we're the only ones left on this street, that we make everything here. We care about people. We care about artists. So I'm really feel grateful that you happened upon us and picked us worthy as a place for you to speak from your heart. Thank you, mate.
Yeah, we're going to plug you on the blog. I'll talk to you afterwards.
Thank you.
I'm going to get back to work.
Yeah, me too.
Make some bras.
Go make some bras. Okay.
Carry some stuff.
All right, Jeff. Dude. Hey, man, thank you. Thank you for being on. We're going to go ahead and cut this in a second. All right. So that was the dude, you guys, and Peta Wilson, actually, who I'll post a little bit about on the blog at triumphantdisasterblog.com. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said in the intro, I didn't try to steer him too much. I made a little attempt, and I just let the dude be the dude. We just talked about whatever. But I hope you enjoyed. And I think at some point I'd like to have him back on again, and we're going to try to keep it to one subject, one or two subjects, because he has so many stories. It's endless. And if you liked it, as I say every time, it'd be really, really helpful if you could just leave even a one-line rating review on iTunes. It'll just help us, help Apple to promote us. We actually made it on the new and noteworthy podcasts on iTunes. So it's starting to work a little bit, and we're starting to get out there. And the more people do that, the more we're going to grow and keep getting more and more guests that are cool. And I'd really appreciate it. And thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. Triumph and Disaster.